Anthony on Air Podcast, and we're here for the 2020 year in review. We're going to siphon through all the garbage and go over some of the best of this past year, which was actually more difficult to do than in years past, for
Tough
sure.
one.
Than ever.
Frankie
In
C
our
is
lifetimes,
here, and
anyway.
of course, Jay Sams is here with us. It's weird because this was always a part of my morning show. We always did like the best of the year, but this is really like the first official time we're doing it here on this version of the podcast. So I'm really excited to share that with everybody. And as always, obviously like and subscribe and blah, blah, blah. Comments below. I want to know as we go through each and every single category what your favorites were. Don't forget, our favorite soap of 2020 is Hero Soap Company. Link in the description. More on them in a second. So we actually do have a list that we put together, and I'm curious to see if Janine and Frank actually fulfilled this list. Do you guys have your lists? Do you have every category?
I have my list.
Wow. I got a Sharpie there from Frank.
Oh,
Janine,
wow. Okay.
I did my homework.
did you write everything down?
I did.
Janine has a
If you
computer.
pause it, you'll be able to see my list. Whoop.
All right, so we're going to go through all these categories. So again, sort of like our Christmas special, this is a bit of a different episode where we're not doing topics, but we're going to do all the categories. And let me just say off the top, this year, the podcast grew immensely for people that have, a lot of people that have just joined us. The podcast has been going on for years in one form or another. But this is the year that we got serious about it, and Frank and Janine and, got them in, and we got Tim behind the scenes, and, we got exciting plans for 2021. So we've grown the most this year. So I have to start off by saying thank you so much for that. Let's start with best story. I have three entries in this, and of course the number one. What do you guys have for best story? I guess we'll start with Janine. Ladies first. Janine, best story of 2020.
For me, it was Tanqueray.
It was, the Tanqueray. Yeah, that was a good one. Now, give the brief overview of that again. This was the old stripper that we discovered through Instagram.
Humans of New
yes.
York, they go around, they interview people, they talk to them about their life story. They might get something interesting, they might not. Fortunately, he ran into Tanqueray, she was a stripper from the 70s. So we got into her life. She told her life story. She unfortunately had a fall, but didn't have money to pay for her medical expenses. And we collectively raised over $1 million.
So
Now,
Tanqueray is a millionaire now.
That's a good, heartfelt story.
I actually like this story until I found out that Tanqueray's got $1 million in the bank. Now I'm a little pissed off, to be honest with
And
you.
it insults a
Tanqueray.
stripper.
We'll throw it around a little bit.
Yeah, we're all suffering
Right.
this year.
She's paid her dues. Let Tanqueray have her money.
Yeah, that was good. What was
All
it? What was the website called again, or the Instagram account?
Humans of New York.
Humans of New York. I actually read that. It was good. She told some good stories where she would do some stripping and there was like a president involved or some stuff. By the way, we can keep track too of the amount of specialized podcasts we said we were going to do and never got to. Let's make this the first entry on the list. Because we said we were going to do that and we never got to it. But Google Humans of New York Tanqueray. Enjoy yourself. You'll love it. Frank, best
Reminds
story.
me of the Human Fund. Sounds fake to me.
Yeah,
The
it sounds
Humans
a little
of
bit
New York.
fake. Yeah.
See, I don't want to get into I didn't know this was going to be the first one, so I don't want to get political at all.
Oh,
I want to keep it
God,
neutral.
Forget it.
I want to keep it as neutral as possible.
He's gonna
But
say,
for me,
Trump
the
didn't
best
win.
story.
Hold on. I want to thank all our Republican viewers and
Absolutely, love you guys.
I want to thank them right
All
now because they're clicking off. They're turning the podcast. Go ahead.
They don't have to. It's very quick. I'll just say that the fact that Biden won is my story of the year. But
Wow.
we can move on. We don't have to dwell on it.
Let's move on.
Love Republicans, love Democrats. You guys are fun. Everybody's great.
Okay.
We love you all, you guys. I'm just saying, for me personally, that was a good story for me.
Janine's loving this because she's like, finally, people are gonna hate on. Frank's gonna get more hate this episode than I.
Thank God he's gonna get more hate than me this episode.
Hey, we just started, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I don't think the meth has kicked in yet.
I like how Frank goes. I didn't know we were leading off with this.
I didn't know it was going to be the very first thing, but I was going to save that for the end, but it's fine. That's it.
Opinions he wanted to go out with a bang. I get it. Okay.
Your opinions are your opinions. For me, that was a good day, whatever. But beyond that, you can have your opinions, whether you like that or not. It's up to you. I'm not here to tell anybody.
All right. I'm going to go with,
think about that.
I'm going to go with 3. I got 3. I'm going to count up 3, 2, 1. Number 3, or at the beginning of the pandemic, the kid who licked the toilet. That was my favorite thing by far.
I feel like there were a few people that did that. Were there like 1 or 2 people?
Yeah, there was a bunch of people going around licking toilets. There was an NBA player, I forget who he was, but he was like, I don't believe in this stuff. And he went and touched every microphone. And like 3 days later, he had it, and then they wound up shutting down the whole NBA season. So there was a lot of this, like, we don't really buy it, which, by the way, is a typical human thing. And I also feel like American thing. Like, we're all kind of like, oh, that sucks for you guys. It's not us. We're America. And then all of a sudden.
Yeah, we're tough as nails.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah. So I like the kids who licked the toilet. We did an episode on that, too, if you want to go back to the older podcast episodes.
Way back.
He licked the toilet seat, and he got COVID, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, the kid got it like right away. Also, but by the way, he was lucky to get it because God knows what else you can get by licking a toilet, and that he didn't get that. So let's,
at least COVID goes away if you treat it right.
If you're young and you're healthy.
Young and healthy. I mean, yeah.
Number 2, and there was a bunch of these too again, but every friggin' time an old person was reunited with another old person through a window at the old age home, I just was like a sucker for this story all year long. Like, it didn't even, we went through a month and a half period where it was like, and here comes Jim, and there was Jim with his like walker, and he was struggling, and he would go up to the window, and his wife of 94 years, Sally, was there, and they had their little thing, and the news was there, and the niece was there to be like, I'm just so happy they got to see. I loved all of it. I just thought I couldn't take it.
Stuff. That, and like you see like grandkids and the grandparents through the window and everything.
Yeah.
You guys believe in that stuff?
Believe in grandparents?
Believe in people actually did that. No, okay. Oh. I'm just kidding.
Like, after a while, like, people were just doing it for attention. Like, once like people in Pittsburgh started doing it, it's like, enough already. Like,
nobody believes anybody from Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And number 1 story of the year for me, by the way, and I don't even think this comes close, and I'm disappointed in the rest of you that you didn't get this, but Governor Cuomo's nipples. I feel like Nipplegate.
Oh, that was a close
Nipplegate.
Second. That was a close second.
Oh, that's a good one. I forgot about that.
We lost
Did
a
we
lot
ever
of.
resolve that?
No, kind of a little bit, I guess. I don't know, but we lost a lot of wonderful people this year. But at least we got Nipplegate, where it was like, does Cuomo have nipple rings? Does he not? He
does.
Whatever it is. Like, at this point, like, I feel like he's got multiple. I think he's got like a jewelry stand in his bedroom where he just hangs different
nipple rings.
Nipple rings. Yeah, just the guy loves a little nipple play, and what are you gonna do?
That's fine.
What are you gonna do?
Do you? But we never solved that though, right? We saw the impression through the shirt.
Oh no, we solved that.
I think we never really like solved it, but I feel like we came to the conclusion like he was probably wearing it for a little while and maybe kind of took it off, but I think he's still, like when he gets home at night, he just gets in there and like puts in that fresh nipple ring and just feels like $1 million. Yeah, totally.
To each their own, man.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do.
He just loves a good nipple ring. What are you going to do?
To tweak their own.
Yeah, I think he does too. Like, don't you think like when he goes to the bathroom in the day, he just gives it a little just to feel good about himself, especially if he's having a rough day.
After his daily briefing.
Yeah.
I gotta go to the bathroom right now.
Possibly.
That son of a bitch is going to be in an old age home. And he's just going to walk up to whoever. And he's going to be like, okay, here's today's daily briefing. He's just going to be senile and all messed up with his nippy rings on and just be telling people the numbers.
I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been like an SNL skit about older people from this generation. Like just see old people with back tattoos, lower back tattoos, rings everywhere, tattoos everywhere. The people that from this generation, just 50 years from now, as they're just elderly, and now all their tattoos are weird looking, and there's something to that.
It's going to be bad. This generation is going to fall hard. I feel like we're going to fall really hard with everything. Yeah, for sure.
We're done.
For sure. All right. Best streaming. We're calling this best streaming because it can be a show. It's really a TV show.
Ooh.
I really thought we would go with TV show. And since we started with Janine last time, and since he looks like he's stuck in a TV satellite dish signal,
Matrix here.
Let's go with Frank for best streaming show.
My number one show is The Mandalorian.
Not surprised.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not alone. I don't think there you go. I don't think I'm alone here.
I'm the only one
really
I'm not wearing a Star Wars shirt. I feel good about that, actually.
Get out.
Yeah, you loser.
What a loser he is. God.
But The Mandalorian, come on. That was huge.
I actually, by the way, I have the shirt that Frank is wearing. Shout out to Twitter Bill for one of the all-time greatest for sending me that shirt. But anyway, Mandalorian, we talked about this a few podcasts ago. Shout out Beatles too. That there hasn't been a bad word about it. Everybody is just saying nothing but great things about the Mandalorian new season.
Exactly. And also on my list, my wife and I just watched The Flight Attendant.
Oh, how was that? Kaylee Cuoco,
That's
right?
next on my list.
It's good. It's a thriller. It keeps you, it's an edge of your seat kind of thing. But it's very good. And, Big Bang Theory doesn't do her acting justice. She's very good in this.
I'm happy that you said something about Kaylee Cuoco because that ties into one of my best streamings. But go ahead. Do you have another honorable mention or is that it?
Well, the other mentions that I have are shows that I only watched for the first time this year, but came out years ago.
I love it. I have these too. Go ahead.
My shows are Dexter. We went through all the seasons. We binged every season of Dexter,
This year,
which
Frank?
was great.
Frank,
We watched
this year?
it this year. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen it,
that came
Janine?
out years ago.
It was on my list because we just watched
You just watched it too, right? So we talked about this already, but I watched like the first season season 1 and season 2, and then I never watched anything else. So was season 3 and everything else worth it?
Absolutely.
It is?
It gets
Okay.
better and better.
I got to get back in there then.
And my other two shows I have are kind of connected: Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Okay. I never saw Better Call Saul.
So I didn't watch them when they came out, but we caught up and watched everything this year.
I haven't saw those either, but I want to catch up on those. And
Amazing.
I think I say this every time it comes up, but I lied to Bill Burr, and I still feel bad about it. I lied to Bill Burr. I told him his performance was great, and I'd never seen the show. So, Bill, I apologize.
He was good. He's a solid guy anyway, actor.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good in The Mandalorian.
That's right. He was. Janine, what about you? Best streaming?
Well, you're going to laugh, but I forgot the name of the series.
Okay. What is it about? Who's in it?
It was actually your wife told me to watch it on HBO.
Succession?
No, it was like a psychological thriller.
Whose wife told you?
A little boy is killed in a town, and they think this guy did it.
Oh, The Outsider.
There you go. That was amazing.
Really?
Jason Bateman.
But I have to say, I've never watched more streaming in my life than the past year.
Oh,
So
of
that,
course.
the one that just came out with Nicole Kidman. Oh,
Right.
I forgot the name of it too. I'm horrible. Where the husband is cheating on her.
Yeah, Nicole
What's it called?
Kidman and Hugh Grant. I forget the name, but
Yeah, that
it's a
just
good-
came out.
It was
Yep.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
Dexter.
Dexter's great, and they're coming out with another season of Dexter.
Yes. And for my last one, which I've never watched, was
So how
the one with the woman in prison.
Oh,
forgot the name of
Orange is
that
the
one,
New
too.
Black?
There you go.
You have
Drinking.
watched it or you haven't watched it?
I have watched it.
You finished it. You watched it. Okay.
Yes. So those are mine.
You did not help the methers, who I'm calling the people who
No,
call
I
you a
did
meth
not.
head. They are like, I can't believe
No.
this meth head couldn't remember one name of the show.
Huh?
She doesn't have a list like we do, Anthony.
No.
Orange is the New
Alright,
Black
yours.
is another one that I started. I was like 3 seasons in. I loved it. And then for whatever reason, I just never got back to it. So weird. All right.
What's yours?
My 3. Here's my one old one that I watched this year, The West Wing. I think that's
Okay.
one of
There
the
you go.
greatest shows of all time. That was so good. And
I need to watch that one.
I
Great
will.
show.
Who was the guy who did that? What's his name again?
Oh,
Aaron Sorkin. I will
Aaron
never.
Sorkin.
I will never forgive Aaron Sorkin for one of the things he did in the show.
I know it's rough. It's a
He
rough
did
moment.
something. It wasn't even in the end of the show. It was towards the middle of the show, and that son of a bitch, he really
I know
took
what
me
you're
for a
talking
whirl. Chef Show came out with some new episodes this year. This is the Jon Favreau made a movie besides Mac and the whole Star Wars universe. Jon Favreau made this movie called Chef. It was so popular, and it's doing so well on Netflix that Netflix is like, do you want to do like a cooking show? And he was like, yeah. So him and Roy Choi, who did the Kogi food truck, basically he's responsible for Korean fusion. So he basically, the Korean tacos, if you've eaten a taco off a food truck in the last 10 years, it's because of Roy Choi and what he did.
Oh.
And so he was the technical advisor on that film. So him and Roy Choi were like, do you want to just have a cooking show? And they do. And it is fantastic. It is so friggin' good. Just the camera angles are good. And the fact that it's not like that stuffy old Food Network horseshit show. Like I can't. By the way, who's the guy Brown that was on
Alton Brown.
Alton Brown. I don't know if he left Food Network or not, but he has been putting up YouTube videos, and he's got 750,000 subscribers, and his YouTube cooking show is better than his friggin' Food Network cooking show.
He's good. When he was on Food Network, I enjoyed watching his shows. He had a few different ones. He hosted Iron Chef for a while.
Yep.
He was good.
2020 was the year that I realized that I love cooking shows and hate the Food Network because the Food Network just flat out sucks. You know what I mean?
If you like cooking shows, this one that you brought up, the other one, this one made me think of it. Uncharted with Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, is that good?
Very good. It's on
I like it.
Disney Plus. It's on like the National Geographic part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 2 seasons in right now. There's like 6 or 7 episodes each season. And he just goes to different places that you wouldn't even think of. Like at the top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere, and there's like villages. And he just finds this food that no one's ever heard of, and he has to like challenge himself to make a meal for like.
So it's Gordon Ramsay does Anthony Bourdain. Is that what it is?
Basically.
We all have that void that we need to fill.
But it's different because he meets with the biggest chef in that country. He meets with them and says, at the end of this week, we're going to cook head to head, and we're going to cook this style food of this region, and we have to cook for like a party of 10, but it's like an important party. It's like the prime minister of this country or whoever it is. And then at the end, it's who did it better. Which chef, Gordon Ramsay or the person that lives there.
So it's Gordon Ramsay meets Anthony Bourdain / Bobby Flay. Beat Bobby Flay. That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
I also love this idea, too, of like there's some team sitting there going, how big is Gordon Ramsay and what countries can we get the prime minister to come to a dinner, for? Like,
Right.
He gets a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like the leader of a tribe he has to cook for. It's all different people in different regions.
I'm thinking about joining a tribe. To be honest with you, I've had enough of like whatever we're doing now. Yeah, I feel like let's go back
What
to
are we
tribes.
doing?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what's happening. But third and number 1 on my list is The Cabin on Netflix.
Oh, I still never watched this.
Bert
Is that
Kreischer
good?
hosts. Yeah, more specifically, there's an episode with a comic, Miss Pat, and I've talked about this before, so I won't go too far into it. But Miss Pat is a larger black woman, and she spends 15 minutes of this 26-minute episode just completely shitting on Kaylee Cuoco, and Kaylee Cuoco she doesn't get that it's like how like comics or New Yorkers like show love, like that, you know, if you make fun of somebody, you're kind of like, you know, hey, come on, be in on it. And she's Miss like buttoned up polite Hollywood. She doesn't get it the whole episode until she leaves. And it was just so pleasurable to watch Miss Pat just completely.
Oh, I have to watch this.
It's so good.
What is The Cabin? Is it a scripted show or what?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like they tried to do this like take on like let's put comics in one of those weird reality shows where like you go somewhere and then they just start making you do weird shit for no reason. So
Right.
like they're like, we'll just shit on that and make fun of it, and it works. But it's also like at the end of the day, like they're in a reality show doing just weird shit for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay, and Kaylee Cuoco's on it?
Kaylee Cuoco and Joel McHale are with Miss Pat and Bert Kreischer on the episode. Bert Kreischer hosts all the episodes. It's his show.
Cool.
And it's really good. Caitlyn Jenner's on it. That episode is really good. Him and Caitlyn Jenner and Bert Kreischer have a good back and forth on their episode.
Definitely have to watch that then.
Yeah, you got to
So it's
watch
a different group of people in every episode?
It's
episode?
Yeah, and it's only, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 episodes. And it's not the best Bert Kreischer shit out there. It's not all hilarious, but that one episode with when Kaylee Cuoco is just getting made fun of, it's just so damn. And Miss Pat's like, "Come on, lighten up, bitch," and she just doesn't get it at all, and I just love it.
Oops.
I just loved every
How
second.
could you go off on Kaylee Cuoco for that long? I mean, you could make fun of her on Big Bang Theory, then what other material do you have?
Well, that's what's so funny about it too, because Kaylee's, I guess, a nice person and a good actress from what I hear. I've never watched Big Bang Theory. It's my ultimate. I can't stand that. I turn it off the second it comes on. Cannot stand. Who's the nerdy guy? I can't stand his face.
Who's the nerdy guy? They're all nerdy guys.
Yeah, but the nerdy guy,
Sheldon.
Sheldon. Oh my God, I can't even. I can't.
Well,
stand
you're not
it.
into that world. It's a lot of Star Wars, Star Trek, you know, sciencey kind of, you know.
Hate it.
There's a lot of sci-fi stuff in there.
Hate it.
See, I like sci-fi. I like Star Wars. I do not like that show.
No, that stuff with laugh
No.
track, it just doesn't. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
It
like to
doesn't work.
me, I've watched 3 full episodes. Like Tano made me sit there and watch them, and I was just like, I'm not laughing.
I'm
This
not
ain't funny.
kidding you. I've never seen more than 30 seconds of that show. I just
See,
cannot tolerate.
that's not giving it a fair chance, though. 30
do it.
seconds.
Watch 3 full episodes
Can't do it. Can't do it.
while drinking.
Yeah,
all
I'll
right.
give you that. It's a little cheesy, and the laugh track is a little much, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
All right, best song, album, movie, comedian, all still to come. But first, Hero Soap Company, our good pals over there, they're legit. This is my best discovery of the year, no BS. Found Hero Soap Company this year, brought them on as a sponsor. They've been great to us, and they make a phenomenal product. It is the best soap ever. There's no, toxins or any hogwash in there. It's all, look at Frank's. Look at that. Janine, I'm going to start questioning your patriotism because me and Frank right now, we're repping America hardcore.
Didn't you hear
right.
me just singing it? Dum dum da dum dum da dum da dum da dum dum.
For whatever reason, I thought that was a Star Wars theme. I wasn't really paying attention. I was trying to do
Wow.
my soap read.
Beep 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 beep.
It was Hail to the Sith, I think you were doing. All right, anyway. Yeah, so you buy a bar of this, they send a bar over to the troops. They're just phenomenal. And, of course, any extra money that they make, they put into a little thing that helps build homes for veterans coming back from war so they can move into a mortgage-free home. That is so incredibly kind. Subscriptions make your 2021 better with a subscription. You can get as much soap delivered to your house as you want every single month. You save 20% when you use the promo code Anthony. So go ahead and click that link in the description and get yourself some Hero Soap for this year. Best comedian. I'm going to start because I basically tipped my hand, but it was Bert Kreischer for me. Between The Cabin and his special, Hey Big Boy, I just thought he was hysterical all year long. His Instagram is so friggin' funny. He's tied his family in. By the way, he was the first comic to go and do a tour during the pandemic. He started the drive-in comedy shows. So that was all him, and he was selling out. He was doing 300-400 cars in these huge spaces, all during this pandemic. So he was giving us some entertainment, both streaming, on social, and in person. Bert Kreischer, to me, is comedian of 2020. How about you, Frank?
Me, I have two choices here. I have Kate McKinnon,
Okay.
who's
She's funny.
hysterical in everything she does. I think she's like just genius.
We
She's
Know
great.
This,
On
I think,
Saturday
was
Night
one of the
Live.
funniest bits of the year when she just does the We Know This character, the doctor on Weekend Update, and she just goes, "We know this," and then eventually, what's his name goes, he breaks the wall and he goes, "Kate, are you okay?" And there's that like little thing. She's done that twice. And it's hysterical. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
She is great. No, she's great. Her and Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
Good
Dave
one.
Chappelle too.
That's a good one.
You know,
Chappelle, by
guys
the
really
way,
came back and stepped it up, and
Right.
he's great.
got the nod for SNL post-election again. That's a big, that's your starting lineup right now. That's your ace of the staff. You go to your ace when you're coming off an election in your SNL. And also did shows in the pandemic in Ohio, socially distant, and spaced it out.
Yep.
Something I didn't
Right.
mention during streaming, but Letterman had 4 episodes of his show this year, and the Chappelle episode was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. That was on Netflix.
Yeah, those
I have to
are my
watch that one.
choices. I think.
That's
I
good.
think those are
Janine?
pretty good.
2.
No,
Pete
what?
Davidson.
Who?
Pete Davidson
Pete Davidson. Okay.
and Chris DiStefano,
I love both
who
those
I was
guys.
supposed to see twice, but they got canceled because of Cuomo and his nipples.
Nipplegate canceled the
Nipplegate
Stefano?
strikes again.
Also, throw that on
Oh.
the tally. I said I would get Chris Stefano, and I never actually reached out and tried. But that's not a hard get. We went to the same high school. We're a year apart. We'll get Chris Stefano on eventually. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he is hysterical. He is really, really funny. And Pete Davidson had a good year. I feel he had like some good stuff. I never saw King of Staten Island. That was one of the
I
movies I
did.
wanted
That's
to see.
why I think that's why I liked him more, because I liked him in that.
Okay. All right. That's pretty
I'll
good.
add Bill Burr to my list too.
Okay.
Yeah, Bill Burr's never slowed down from just
Yeah, he's
murdering
awesome.
it. Yeah. Really, really good. Movie of the year. Who wants to start this?
Let's
Janine
go
made the
with
face that I made.
Anthony, you start with it.
Janine made the face
See-
that I made when I started this list. Like,
I'll start if you want.
Movie?
Doesn't matter.
I don't think I saw any new movies.
What's a movie that you saw this year that maybe you haven't seen? And
well, you saw
Kinda like
King
the
of
TV
Staten
show.
Island. That was a new movie.
Oh, yeah, you go.
That was the only one that I think that was like an actual new movie. We've been rewatching the Hobbit series.
The Hobbit series.
That I like.
Those are good.
All right.
The last one sucked.
I'll get into it because I have a big list here. But again, I'm like Janine.
Let me see if I've seen them. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I watched Christmas Chronicles since we're just coming off the holiday season. I watched Christmas Chronicles for the
I'm
first
waiting
time.
for that one. Go ahead.
It was good. The first one I thought was better than the second one, but they were both really good. Kurt Russell as Santa Claus, I had never saw that coming, and that's why I think I loved it so much. He was phenomenal. We watched Uncut Gems at the beginning of the year. That came out on Netflix
Oh,
this
you know
year.
Yeah,
what?
that's
I
right.
saw that one.
Here we go. The message is wearing off, I think.
Nah, you know what? You know what it is. When I see movies on Netflix, I don't think that they're actual new movies. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Yeah, I get it. So, and that one was really good. That was one of those movies that I'll never watch again, though.
Same here.
I didn't hear good things. I've heard nothing but, it was
Yeah.
It was really good. Sandler was killer. It was so. Here's probably why you heard that. It was so uncomfortably tense the entire time that some people probably didn't like that. But I actually,
Yeah, I agree.
I actually kind of liked it.
All right.
I'll suggest that. I'll stand by that suggestion for anybody that's thinking about watching it. But it's not like a feel good movie or anything like that. Like you're not gonna like have a great feeling afterwards. I think you'll like it, but it's not a feel good movie at all. I actually have one other one that I know Janine definitely watched this year on this list.
No.
So I have Irresistible. This was one of a few few movies that I actually bought. That was the one with Steve Carell that Jon Stewart directed. And he's like a political advisor, and
I did see that one too. Yeah.
This King of Staten Island came out, and then this one came out the following week. This is when they were like, okay, we can't hold these movies anymore. We have to put something out. We'll just put them straight on streaming. Those were the first two that they actually did that with this year.
I didn't see that one, did I?
No, you didn't see that one. But the one that you did see,
365.
Borat.
What?
No, Borat.
Oh, no.
Oh, Borat.
That's right. I forgot about that one too. That was actually really good.
Borat, I would say, was the one that I was looking forward to the most when I watched it, and it was totally worth it. I thought it was great, but again,
I still haven't seen it. I'm dying to see it, but
I'll
it's
never
on
watch it.
Amazon Prime, and I don't have it.
I got to be honest with you. I don't know. Now I know Janine watched it a bunch, right? Did you watch it a bunch of times after that too?
Like 2 or 3 times.
I think if you're watching it for the first time now, I don't know if it would be as good. To be honest,
Yeah,
with you.
because it's like, the anticipation leading up to it.
Yeah.
I have to change my answers because I just remembered. Movie number 1 for me was 365, the Italian movie
Okay.
on Netflix. Holy, I gotta watch it right now after this. Thank you.
Okay.
Borat, and actually Holiday on Netflix. I did watch that too. Okay, you go.
Is that Anna Kendrick?
No,
No. Okay.
someone else.
All right. I'm mixing them up. I have a few.
I'm not even done with my list yet. I don't know what
I'm
happened.
sorry. I'm sorry. Janine
I thought you said
her
the
list,
last
so
one,
I thought
too.
you were done. I'm sorry.
All right, I'm gonna go through these quickly. Soul. I just watched Soul on Disney Plus.
Oh, I want to see
Oh,
that.
I'm
This just
scared to
came
watch
out,
that.
though.
It was good. It was very different. It wasn't typical Pixar. It was very, very different. The kids hung in there. They watched it. I don't know if they loved it, but I liked it a lot. I could have used more of the jazz musician himself. If you watch it, you'll understand. But I did like it. I cannot stop watching The Irishman. Now this was 2019,
Really?
but in the last 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, I have been just putting this movie on nonstop, and it gets better every single time I watch
See,
it.
I still haven't watched it.
Oh my
You
god,
just
Long
want to
one.
see Frank's dad in it. That's it.
it was so good. Frank's dad is in it. He's in it.
My dad is in it.
But it is so friggin' good, and it gets better every single time. And you know what's weird? It's like 3.5 hours, but the more I watch it, the faster it gets. Like I just fly through this.
The
movie.
acting is phenomenal. All 3 of them.
Oh, it
I
is
have
so
to watch
good.
it now.
It is so
They are
good.
great. They're at the top of their game in this movie.
And
Okay.
it's weird. Like it's one of those things where it gets better with 8. Like I watched it. I didn't watch it again for like 10, 11 months. And then I put it on again. And then I'm like,
Ooh.
I got to watch. I swear to God, I don't know if Netflix, I feel like Netflix is going to call me and be like, are you okay? Because I watch it so
On
friggin'
repeat.
yeah. Like I feel like
Wow.
there's like a little like
Oh,
blinking
I'm
indicators.
okay.
He got so excited.
I feel like there's like a blinking
Yeah.
indicator somewhere in a room in Netflix headquarters that's like this zip code keeps popping up. What's happening here? Yeah.
Let's go get him. Let's go to his house.
I watched Wonder Woman.
I
Oh,
have
we
to
didn't
see
watch
that,
it yet.
too. That
Now,
just
new
came
Wonder
out.
Woman came out on Christmas Day, and it was good. I liked it, but I have to say I liked it from the first moment I saw it when it was called Aladdin, and that
I know I have to watch it.
I would say watch it, but it is the whole entire.
Expectations low.
You know when you have an idea for something, and then you just like gloss over step 1 and you just kind of focus on like step 3 through 97, and all
Oh,
those
no.
steps are really good, but then you go back and you're like, boy, our whole premise here was kind of stupid to begin
Oh
with.
no.
Like every
Yeah,
single
that's
so I'm not going to spoil anything here for you, but I'm going to tell you a couple things. The movie starts with Wonder Woman, which is awesome. And then you don't see Gal in this Wonder Woman costume for another hour. And that's a little rough. And then on top of all that, I swear to you, the movie is legitimately based on wishes. It is
What?
Aladdin to a T.
all right.
So I'll leave it
You know,
there.
that's
All right.
that's the thing with DC. They get, they get these characters that are great, and they get this concept that's great, and then when they go to execute it, it's like,
Yeah.
this is ridiculous.
Not good.
Like I got through the movie and the end was cool and there's like great battle scenes. It's like everything you want from a comic book movie. But when it was all said and done, like my daughter didn't watch it, but I would totally show it to her one day. Like when all this, like Dee liked it. Didn't you like it? Yeah, my wife liked it. But when all was said and done, I was kind of like, this is kind of all based on wishes. It's kind of a little weird for a comic book movie. But anyway.
It is kind of
Alright.
weird.
Yeah. Anyway.
Still got to see it.
All right, go ahead, Frank. Best movie, 2020.
All right, I got a couple here. Now, one that I didn't even realize was out. I didn't know anything about it. I was just flipping around through Netflix. Netflix? Yes, it was Netflix. No. I'm sorry. It was HBO.
Was it on November 4th?
No. And I'm flipping around, and I saw, how like there's the trailer. I watched it, and I was like, you know what? I'm in. It was Underwater
What
Never
was
heard
that
of
one?
it.
with Kristen Stewart.
Oh, I know
few
that
other
one.
people.
That's the one where she's a vampire underwater, right? And Pattinson comes and saves her.
Yeah, and then there was werewolves, and
Yeah.
she's trapped in a panic room. Yeah, she's all of her movies in one thing.
Yeah, that was great.
Right. No, it's she's in a lab, that typical, she's in a bio lab that's like way underwater, furthest that they can go, whatever. And then there's like a mishap and the lab is compromised and they end up digging a little too deep and it's like sci-fi and stuff, but it's good.
Wait, let me guess. Did Newman fuck it all up and
Newman tried to steal eggs from the thing and it
Got
Just
it.
watched that
messed
too.
up.
got it?
So, but it's good because it's like if you're claustrophobic, it's one of those movies that'll like get you, a lot of it takes place in very small, tight spaces.
Oh, see, I
That's
can't.
what she said.
I hate that.
Oh, God. Are you kidding me?
I had to do it. But there are a few other ones. Invisible Man was good.
I didn't see that one either. I never even heard of that.
You never heard of it with
Oh, I did see that one. I like that
what's her
one
name?
too.
From
I love how Janine started this conversation with, I didn't see any movies, and we've
I know,
discovered
right? I
she's
guess I
seen
really
10
did.
movies.
Her name
She's
is
watched
Elizabeth,
more movies than the rest of us.
yes.
Elizabeth something.
Yes.
Elizabeth Smart?
Uh,
Elizabeth Taylor.
no,
Not Elizabeth Shue,
Queen
but
Elizabeth.
something close to that.
She was in The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, who's the one that was in Mad Men, D?
He doesn't have a vagina.
Elizabeth
so he-
Moss.
Men.
Elizabeth Moss.
Elizabeth Moss.
There you go.
It was a good movie.
Okay.
Palm
I
Springs.
like that movie actually.
Was very good.
Palm Springs. Who's
That
in
sounds
that?
like a porno.
Andy Samberg.
I don't know.
It was on Hulu. It's really good. It's like a modern day Groundhog Day.
Okay.
Oh God,
It was very good.
I love how Groundhog's Day.
And The Wrong Missy
Oh, I did like that one too.
with David Spade. There's another one. She said.
I did see it. Hello. That was actually one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
That was really good.
Wasn't it a good one?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
She's hysterical.
She's very good.
He's
I don't
laughing.
remember
He's
her
still
name,
laughing
but
at you that I
she's
saw pretty much every movie out
Lapkus?
there right now.
Laura Lapkus, I think her name
Oh, that's great.
is. There's another one.
Okay, I didn't see that one.
One other movie that was pretty good was called The Hunt.
I feel like I've
Remember
seen a trailer for that, but I didn't actually watch it. Horror?
It's like a thriller, but it's political, but it's not political.
Okay.
Oh God.
It's because
Okay.
it's based on it's fiction. It's 100% fiction, but it's it's extreme
hunting-
right versus
hunting down
extreme
votes?
left. No,
Okay.
it's the extreme left.
I think
has
I
this
heard
place
about
where
this.
They hunt people from the extreme right.
Didn't
and it's
this
literally-
didn't this get like it was supposed to go in the theaters pre-pandemic and then it didn't because there was something awful about I forget what it was. There was some hubbub over this.
It's kind of a horror-ish movie, gruesome,
Yeah.
but it's action, and it makes both sides look stupid and moronic. So
Yeah.
but
Well,
it's,
both sides are stupid.
exactly. So
And
that's
moronic.
so it was a movie that's you're there for the thrill, the thriller part of it. And so
Okay.
it's not bad. That's
All
my
right.
list.
That's your list. That's pretty good. I'm going to start with best book, and I hope people in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, are putting in their favorites because I want to We obviously, judging by the caliber of our list, we obviously need some suggestions. But let's go with best book. I'm going to start here because Turkey Trouble is the best book of the year for me, and that's because my son likes it, and that's basically the only thing I've read all year long.
That is such a cop out.
Yeah, I haven't read a
My
book.
kid's book.
I have no time to read. I wish I had time to read. I am still reading and have been reading for like the last year and a half, Killing Kennedy, because I loved Killing Lincoln. That was such a great book. It's all about the assassinations of those two guys. It's Bill O'Reilly too, which might be a little turnoff for people, but I don't think he reads most. I don't think he writes any of it. Actually, I think it's the other guy. But anyway, I've been trying to finish reading that book, and I've literally I just don't read. So I'll yield to you guys. Janine, you read. You have smut books?
I do read. This year, I have read probably not so much this year, but I did reread a book called Beautiful Bastard.
Okay.
Very good.
What's
also one of those smut books that your wife likes to enjoy too.
Do you want to give us the best smut book of the year? No? You want to tell me what it is and I'll tell people?
Can she tell me? Can she just text me?
They already know what you look like.
Text it to Janine. My wife reads smut books, and her and Janine go back and forth on what the best smut book is. It's actually a little awkward now that I think about it. But anyway, Frank, go ahead. You go.
My wife and I are actually reading. It's an old book, and then
Did you say my wife and I are reading?
Do you read to each other?
Sometimes.
How does that work?
I read it out loud.
You read it out loud to her?
Yeah, we take turns usually, but if we're into the same thing.
I have a whole new level of hate for you. I really do.
I mean, this is more awkward than the smut books.
Depends on the book.
Are you guys fully dressed when you read these books to each other?
Are we fully dressed?
Yes.
Frank, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm fairly certain my wife has not heard a thing I've said over the last 5 years. I don't think she would tolerate me sitting there reading a book to her. I don't even know how you guys do it.
I don't know what to tell you.
Wait. So it's not like you have a copy and she has a copy.
We have one copy of the book.
And you read it to each other out loud.
Yeah.
If somebody read me a book, I would be asleep in 15 minutes. I could not sit there and listen to it.
It's like book on tape.
Do you get a little theatrical?
Oh, do you act it out?
Or are you monotone?
Are you clothed?
No, read it like just we're clothed usually.
Hey, maybe we should start reading smut books to each other, Dave.
There you
out
go.
Loud. And John took his meaty flesh and placed it on her lips.
Oh, see, that's why I can't stand, because I know meaty flesh is a legit term in these fucking books. That's why I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. And my wife is laughing because she knows meaty flesh is a legit, that's probably the name of one of the characters. All right, go ahead.
Hot
what was
throbbing.
The book? And throbbing.
So
how many times they use the word throbbing? Ugh.
That's probably a big one.
Oh, God.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
All right, go ahead. What was the book? You never said the name of the book.
Yes, I did. It's called And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. Came out in the 30s. She wrote it in the 30s.
Oh, I was going to say, I think we read that in high school or something. Or I think I pretended to read that in high school.
I haven't read anything new, though. Nothing from this year.
And I want you two to read Beautiful Bastard to each other.
Well, yeah. I want to apologize to Mr. Diorio because I think I told him I read it and I never read it. So him and Bill Burr.
Jigs up.
Yeah. Go ahead, Frank. Was it any other
books? And then
books?
we're going to read. The next one on deck is, she's read this one. I have not. In Cold Blood. Classic. Truman Capote.
Oh, okay. I could see that. I could see reading something here, but that would annoy me though. Like if I read something and then I was like, "Here, you read it now." But my wife reads really fast. If my wife read something and was like, "Here, read this," it would take me 7 months to get. And I feel like she'd be so annoyed waiting for me to like finish it.
That's how I am.
All right, let's move it over to music. Best album of 2020. Janine?
I'm going to go with, obviously.
I feel like, can we guess this? The Cardi B album?
Yeah, I thought that was going to.
Yeah. Was WAP your best song of 2020?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
There's like no question.
Yeah.
Nope.
Just like Mandalorian on Frank's TV list, I knew this was a slam dunk. I was no way I was losing this bet. Frank, what about you? Did Metallica come out with new music this year? Because then you probably
They
blank
have
list.
not. Well,
Okay.
they came out with a couple of, I don't want to say new songs, but new recording. They recorded one of their old songs acoustically over, I don't know what media they used, but they were all in their own houses. So they recorded that.
It's called the internet, Frank. You'll get it one day. Don't worry, pal. Go ahead.
One day, our town is next on the list to get it. But then they did an Alice in Chains song they covered. That was awesome.
Oh, that's kind of cool. All right, so what's on your list?
Same way.
Is that on your list for best album, best song?
It's just best, maybe song, because there was no album from that.
Okay.
But album in terms of an album that came out this year. Taylor Swift came out with two albums this year, and she's great.
Good.
She's great.
All right,
You're on the
Can't
phone.
deny.
It's a typical Tuesday
Folklore
night.
and Evermore. She came out with both of them during the pandemic, and they were good.
All right, I'm gonna give Frank a lot of credit here because I was gonna put Folklore on this list, and I was like, I'm not gonna be that guy who puts fucking Taylor Swift on the list.
Come on,
credit
guys.
due, man. Taylor
Big
Swift is
deal. Big
awesome.
deal.
I know. I will say I didn't voluntarily listen to Folklore, but I was subject to it. Somebody was playing it, and I had no choice but to listen to it. But I am a big fan of the Mumford guy, so I was probably gonna fall on it and check it out anyway. But I thought it was actually pretty good. I haven't listened to it again since, but I thought it was all right. Pretty decent.
Yeah, she's got her style.
Dave Matthews came out with something this year, or
No, I wish.
Bam,
I
What was
wish.
their last album?
bam, bam, bam.
All right, here's mine. This, by the way, this was the year. Weirdly, so when I was at EHM, it was all new music, and I was like so into it. And then I went to LNG for the past year, and it was kind of like I discovered like classic music again, like stuff from the 70s and 80s, and I kind of fell back in love with that stuff. So I listened to the least amount of new music possible, but I still checked out some new records. Here's my top three. Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit Reunions. It's not his best album, but it was good enough for this year. The Killers came out with a new record, Imploding Mirage. And by the way, I listened to old Killers a lot this year too. Killers are they're killer. And Springsteen, Letter to You. That was my best album of the year. Fucking Springsteen. I know I'm killing Janine here, but Springsteen, he's still
Not a Springsteen fan?
he still has it. Everything on that record sounds good. It sounds like Nebraska. It sounds like Asbury. It sounds like classic, but it's new. Burnin' Train and House of a Thousand Guitars, the two of the best songs on that list. And of course, WAP. WAP is my other best song of the year.
WAP's a class. I think
Oh,
every
you
artist
do
should
like
cover
that
WAP.
one.
Yeah, I put WAP on the list, of course.
Is it WAP or WAP?
Thank you.
It's
WAP.
It's WAP.
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 Is it WAP? I don't know. I don't want to get racial here. But yeah, I thought that was good. And Megan Thee Stallion, I became a big fan of her because of TikTok.
Honestly, I was going to say that's my favorite album.
Megan Thee Stallion.
I gotta say,
yeah, she had a good year.
Megan Thee Stallion. The only things I've heard, I haven't heard a lot from her. I really haven't. That's my own fault. But what I've heard WAP, and I've heard
Body.
just clicking around on the radio.
Yada, 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 yada.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is she saying?
Body, 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 body.
Yeah. Body,
Body,
yada,
yada, yada,
I'm like,
yada,
what the
yada,
hell
yada.
is this?
Yeah.
Crazy, curvy, wavy, big titties,
But
little
she
waist.
said body, yada, 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 about 47 times. The song ended, and they said that was Megan Thee Stallion. I went, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't
No.
hear the song from the beginning, but I was a little confused. And I was like, all right, maybe I got it out of context. I didn't hear the full thing. And sometimes the station that plays these kinds of songs, they mix it with other stuff. Who the hell knows if I heard the real version? I don't know.
No, I'll send you it.
Okay, send me that. Send
My
me
kids-
body, yada, 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 yada.
My kids actually sing that song. They don't know what it is, but because my wife is on TikTok and Instagram and whatever, it comes up a lot. And regular radio, it comes up a lot.
And my 13-month-old likes that song, actually, so.
Yeah, I'm sure she's very talented. I just was not impressed by body, yada, 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 yada.
Body,
It's one of
yada,
those
yada,
things, though,
yada,
that's-
yada, yada,
it's
yada,
so
yada,
catchy.
yada.
It shouldn't be catchy, but it's so catchy.
Body, crazy, curvy, wavy, big, little waist.
See, I didn't hear any of that. I didn't hear the chorus. All I heard was body, yada, 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 yada. the song ended. Megan Thee Stallion. I went, what in the hell?
You didn't miss anything, Frank. You got the gist.
You
of it.
said that
Alright.
just like my 72-year-old father. What in the hell?
What the hell is this?
What is this? Back in my day.
Wait until Megan Thee
I got a
Stallion
few more
does.
minutes. Go ahead.
Wait until Megan Thee Stallion does a duet with Metallica. Frank's gonna be all messed up.
I'm in.
He's gonna be like, huh?
Best documentary of 2020. Janine, do you have any one of these? Because your movie list was rough, so I don't know if you picked out documentaries.
After
How
we
about
say
you
a
talk
few,
about
she'll
some?
remember them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go
All
ahead.
right, Frank, let's start with you then, Frank.
I liked McMillions, the one about the McDonald's.
That's a
Sweepstakes
great
with
one. I forgot about that one. That's a great one.
Still haven't watched
That
the
was
third
good.
episode of that one, but it was pretty good.
It's
Yeah.
a good one. I liked. There's one guy in it. He's like from the FBI. He's hysterical. He
That-
should have
I
his
think I
own
know
show.
who you talk about.
That FBI guy is going to get his own show. It was great. By the way, I cut off Frank. That was about the McDonald's Monopoly contest, that
game.
it was fixed. Yeah, that was a good.
Right.
We were all in on McMillions. Yeah, that was a great one.
That was great.
The way they end the one episode, you probably I don't know. They ended them all really great, but they ended one with the kid in the car. And they were driving, and they ended that episode. I was like, we were like ready to go to bed. We were like, we got to stay up and watch this. I can't.
It hooks you in.
It really was good. Go ahead. You have any others?
The only other one I have, actually, my wife saw. I didn't see it, but she raves about it. Is I'll Be Gone in the Dark.
I don't know that one.
Patton Oswalt's wife, the one who passed away, helped solve the murder. Just because she kind of got into it and got obsessed with it and kind of took it over and made it her own investigation, and she tracked this whole thing down, a murder that happened in the 70s.
Yeah.
And not that long ago, she was able to get all these clues and track down and catch the guy. So that was, she said, was amazing.
Janine's gonna do that one day for sure. I just know it. I know.
You know it.
Yeah, I know she's gonna make it
Do
happen.
it.
I didn't know there was a documentary.
Now I have mine too.
I didn't know there was a.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a documentary
that's
on
twice.
that. But I did hear
That's
about
twice.
that, about Patton Oswalt's wife. All right, Janine, good.
Yeah.
Did you think of one?
It's called I'll Be Gone in the Dark. But go ahead.
Second one is obviously Joe Exotic. Obviously, Janine. How come I didn't think about this? And the first one was, now I'm going to forget the name of it too, but it was about how people on the internet solved a murder too. That one guy who killed, I don't know if it was.
The cats?
Yes.
Don't F with cats on the internet?
That's it. That was amazing.
Really?
Yes. I want to watch it over again.
All right, I have. I think we talked about all of these. Social Dilemma, I thought was one of the most important ones ever. Epstein's Filthy Rich, that was on Netflix. That kind of started this whole journey that we've been on with this Epstein-Ghislaine Maxwell case.
Right.
But I thought the best one was The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary on ESPN.
Oh, that one was good too.
Didn't see it.
I feel like that one kind of was one of those things. Like people are so nice to tell us all the time, like, you guys got us through the pandemic or whatever, which is I'm so grateful for that. But this Last Dance documentary got me through that. Like looking forward to that every single week and reliving the 90s and that amazing time, where we were growing up and everything. That was just awesome. I thought
That's
that was
true.
really
It did. The soundtrack to that was all me.
Yes. Yeah.
Every
Every song.
My music.
Yeah. It was great. It was really, really great.
10 episodes?
Yeah. And they showed 2 at a time, which was it was so that's exactly what you wanted. It was just great. Last thing we have is best thing of 2020. I don't know if you guys have some things.
Oh.
I have a couple.
I have a couple too. Janine?
No, you guys go first. I want to hear your things.
All right, yeah, you go first.
You want me to go?
Sure.
All right. I have, as far as best, we also have best trends, which we're not going to get to this episode. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll do a little bonuser right before. I don't know. I have 3 things on this. TikTok in general. TikTok became such a thing. I remember messing around with TikTok when it was Musically. And then when it became TikTok and the pandemic hit, it was just amazing. There are so many great ones, but I love the Tony and Ezekiel TikTok the best. When they're like, the guy's like, "What's your name?" And he goes, "Tony." And the guy goes, "Fuck you, Tony." And then he goes,
I don't know.
"What's your
You gotta
name?"
send us that.
And the
I
guy
know that
goes,
one.
"Ezekiel." And the guy goes, "Fuck you, Ezekiel." That's just so
Look,
funny.
he's dying right now.
It's so
You gotta
stupid.
send that to us.
It's so stupid. But what's great about TikTok is, you know, these two dopes upload this stupid video, and then people take that sound and like they put it to like two dogs walking past each other.
Yes.
And they like, so it looks like the dogs are screaming at each other. It's just great. I love that stuff. I have wood memes. Come on, the memes
sure.
of wood.
Hello.
The
Oh,
porn
yeah.
guy.
That made 2020. That was if there
You're
were
welcome.
a flag
You're
for
welcome.
every year,
Yeah.
that guy's on the flag.
Like in our group chat, like I think there was a wood meme like yesterday, and it's still fucking funny. Like it's still working. It doesn't even matter. Just wood popping up everywhere is just spectacular. And then the last thing I have, Boston Dynamics released this video of robots dancing. This was just yesterday. And these robots are dancing. Let me get it out of the light reflection here. Sorry. This robot is just dancing to music. And then as you watch this video, another robot comes into play. And these two robots are dancing like human beings. And
Better
there's
than
a
me.
third robot. And it's just like, these guys, I don't even know how they're doing this. And it's
Oh, well.
like, it's over. Like it's going to be Terminator. Like it's over, but here's the weird thing about it. We're at the stage right now where we're like, oh, look how fun. They're dancing to 70s disco. And then fast forward 20 years and they're just, and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger
Hey.
and the red eye and everything else.
The dancing is just what they're showing us. Imagine what they're not showing us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What they're not allowed to show. But I've seen. What's really funny is when you see those videos of. I think it's like those exact looking robots, and someone comes up and like pushes them with a broom, and they like stumble, and then they correct themselves, and they keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, I've been tracking this. Like,
Dumb.
I remember, like when one walked up the stairs, and we were like, "Holy cow!" And then it was like a couple months later, and it was like one opened a door, and when they opened the door, I was like, "That's it. It's over."
Well, now they're hunting us. That's
Yeah.
it. It's over.
Whoops.
Yep. Teach them how to do this, and it's over.
Over. Nothing stopping them now. Nothing stopping them.
Yeah.
But we'll watch these fun. This got like 2.6 million views. It's been out for like a day and a half. 2. We're all like,
is this real or is this like
No.
a guy in a green suit and they CGI?
nope. This is 1,000% real. It's Boston Dynamics. This is like a Harvard MIT kind of thing. Like
I
billions.
always knew Boston would be the end of us.
Oh, forget it.
course.
You're 1,000% right, Frank. You really, really are. Between their stupid sports teams and accent, and now this, it's just that Boston took down the entire civilization.
What else?
Yeah, seriously. So those are my best things, of course.
Those are good things. Those are
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Who's left,
let's see,
Frank?
my best things. The vaccine is one.
All right, that's a little on the head for me, but okay.
I mean, that's a shining light at the end of the shitty
I just
tunnel.
hate how positive and cheery you are. Go ahead.
And he
Well,
actually
good.
thinks the vaccine
It's
is
a
real.
good
Go
thing.
ahead.
It's great.
Oh no, it's a fake vaccine. And the other thing is actually hanging behind me.
Hanging what?
Behind me.
I can't
What is
see
it?
what that is.
It is a back massager that my wife got me. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Does it vibrate?
Oh, it does more than that.
Where do you put it
So
on
you
your
put
front?
it behind you,
Oh.
and these kind of straps you pull so that it presses against your back,
Uh-huh.
and you turn it on, and it just goes up and down your spine, and it's freaking fantastic.
Sharper
That's my
Image
best
or
thing.
Brookstone or Amazon?
I'm not sure, actually. I think maybe just Amazon. She bought it for me. I don't know where she got it, but it's amazing.
Frank has back problems and has for years. I don't know. People probably don't know that part.
I did have back surgery, which corrected the main problem. And to be honest, this isn't, knock on wood, I haven't had those back problems in a long time since the surgery. This is just for like general, your back's tight and sore. It's not for like the problem that I had surgery on. That's fixed.
His back is like his internet. It's not where it should be. It's just not.
Yeah, every now and then it locks up on me.
Yeah. All right, that's pretty good. That's a good.
Those are my things.
That's a good Christmas gift.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. I got turkey trouble for Christmas. I don't know if I mentioned that. Did I talk about that
God.
yet? Okay.
It's classic. 50 years from now, it's going to be like you got the original print.
Janine, best thing for you?
I actually have a few.
Okay.
You stole mine though.
I did.
The Woods
robot?
meme, because
Oh,
I
yes.
am the originator of the
Wait a second.
wood.
Hold on.
I am the first one
You.
in the group text to send the wood meme.
I bet
You know I am.
everybody that's watching or listening has this friend right now. You are representing a large majority of people that think that they were the first to introduce wood to the group. I think I was the first. I don't think you were the first.
Right. No.
I thought
I
it
was.
I thought it was Jay,
We're going to go all the way back.
not Janine.
Right. We're going to go all the way back because I am the originator of it. Because I'll tell you how. At first, it was
Tell me how. I love fictitious stories. This is going to be great. Go
No,
ahead.
this is true. It was like a joke. Like it was a fake link. And depending on where you were, like I'm the one who sent it out saying, one person has COVID in Suffolk. And then you clicked on the link and it was the wood meme. And how I knew it, because I sent it to my friend who I worked with. And then I sent it to you guys. And I was at work when I sent it. And all I could hear was go, what the?
As much as I hate to admit it, I do remember this. I do remember.
And ever since then, since before March 13th, maybe March 4th, we have been sending those wood memes. Okay, so that's really what got me through the pandemic.
All
I'll
right,
have to take your word because I don't remember that.
I hate that I'm going to say this, but I have to say it. I saw wood before you sent that, but I will yield and give you credit that you brought
Thank
wood
you.
to the group. You did.
Right. I'm not using
That's
that because
possibility.
that's yours
That's a
because you
possibility.
took it. So my thing is TikTok, yes, but that I went viral on it.
That's true.
That's
Janine
nice.
did go viral. Now, well, before we get to that, by the way, I want to take TikTok credit just the way you took wood credit. I feel like I brought TikTok to our little
You
group.
did, but guess what? You know that I had it before anyone else had it too in the group.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. You were the first one to adapt it. Yeah, absolutely.
But this was years ago. But like you said, when it was Musically.
But I feel like
You're the one who brought TikTok to the group. Yes.
And I feel like everybody is on it and still nobody has admitted to be. I feel like all of our friends are on it and they're not
Except me.
admitting to it.
I'm
Except
on
for
it.
you.
Why wouldn't they admit to it?
I just think
Like-
that everybody we know is like on it and like watching them and just not admitting to because I remember when I sent the first one and people were like, what the hell is this? And like, is that the one where the girls go like this? And I said, you are all going to be on this in a short matter of time.
He did say that.
Thank you. How many are we up to here, Janine? What's the view count?
Almost 50,000.
Whoa.
So my second thing is, before the pandemic started, they took away plastic bags. And then after the pandemic started, the plastic bags came back. What is the logic here? This is the world we live in, okay?
Oh my God.
And now, since numbers went down, we got back paper bags. And guess what? I want another wave because I want my plastic bags back. Thank you.
You want another wave of COVID to
Because
get
I
your
want-
plastic back?
Yes, I
bags back.
do.
Is that
Let me
what you
tell
just said?
Yes.
What are you
All
going to say
joking
next?
aside.
You want plastic straws back so we can kill more turtles in the ocean?
Well,
Is that what you're saying?
Obviously, because I saw another thing yesterday about how everybody throws a mask in the ocean too. It's all over there. Okay, but this is just the mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, I went to the store, and of course, I forgot my, fabric bags. Because why would I remember them? Got a paper bag, picked something up, cut my finger, and it started bleeding profusely in the store.
From a paper bag?
From a paper bag. Let me tell you something. Plastic bags wouldn't do that. Okay, that's it.
That was
So
one hell of
that
a
is
crazy
my
rant.
that is my second favorite thing.
Janine.
That paper bags went out,
Uh-huh.
and then they came back because we just couldn't deal with it. We just could not deal with it. Okay.
I'm going to say this to you, and I say this with love.
Oh God.
You are
Oh, this is not going to be good. This is going to be a big insult. Get ready for it.
You are a special kind of asshole. Like you really.
There you go.
Like there are assholes, and then there's you. Like you are a special kind of asshole, which I appreciate.
Okay.
I appreciate
No,
it.
I'm not wishing another wave. I'm really not. But I just think that is one of my favorite things about 2020. How we wanted to make the environment great, take away the paper bags, but oh no, COVID's here. Let's bring back the plastic ones. Come on, let's bring back the plastic ones.
Here's what I'll say though. Like, I think I had that moment. I think we all had that moment where we went to the store, saw those plastic bags, and was like, "Wait, this is okay again?" Like, what? What happened?
I was very happy.
I took it as like it's, we've got enough to deal with. Just let them do the plastic bags for now, and we'll tackle that later. That's what I thought it was. That's what I took it as.
No, I thought it was that they didn't want people touching like the reusable bags and stuff, so they would just like give everybody plastic, and that's what I thought it was.
But Frank is right, because I read that they didn't want to cause extra stress with you having to decide if you should buy a paper bag or not, or if you're going to leave your
people are strapped for money. Not that 5 cents is a huge deal, but they don't want to, on top of everything, charge people 5 cents for a paper bag.
I don't think that was it, because I'm pretty
it
sure
wasn't the charging. It was people like, oh, they're so stressed about it.
Or whatever. Yeah, I think it was just
on.
let's just give people a break. We'll do the plastic for now. And then when this all kind of eases up, we'll get rid of plastic again.
I thought it was just that they didn't want people bringing in their reusable bags. Like that's what it was.
No.
There was a sign posted on my local supermarket that was
be.
like, "Don't bring your reusable bags in here. We'll give you."
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what it was for us, because
Right.
it was
So
like
that makes more sense.
you'd be bringing in your own germs and stuff from home.
God, now I'm all fired up. Okay.
That makes sense.
You know what? There is one store near here that still uses plastic bags. And now I will shop there, even though they are 3 times the price of any other supermarket. Just for that reason.
That they're still
they don't
using the
charge for
plastic
their
bags.
They are still using them.
And you won't shop there.
I will.
No, she will,
It's the
because
only
she
place I'll
likes it.
shop now.
She likes that they're using plastic bags.
Right, because look what happened. I had an injury.
Well, we all, deal with paper, and we're not cutting ourselves.
Because what if this became deeper? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. What if this was a deep cut that I would have to go into the emergency room to get a stitch?
Okay.
Possibly put myself in danger to get COVID. Keep the plastic bags, people.
So a paper cut is going to send you to the emergency room.
If I could show you how I was bleeding, Frank, you wouldn't have believed it.
I believed that you were bleeding, but did you need to go to the emergency room?
Another centimeter, yes.
Centimeter's pretty big for a paper cut. I'm
Okay.
just saying.
All right. Well,
But
bring the plastic
it's a paper
bags
bag.
back.
I think we can all kind of handle it. You're one of a million people that got a paper cut.
No, but
my
what?
heart goes out to you. It's very, I'm sympathetic to your paper cut, but I think we can all deal with it.
You know what, though? 50 years from now, when somebody's listening or watching this episode, and they're hearing this, they're going to be like, wow, things must have been like, it got so like we villainized plastic bags so much and reversed that decision like that. Like that's how bad it was.
Exactly.
2020 was so bad that insurance companies voluntarily were like, hey, everybody, let's give you some money back that you haven't been using because nobody's been driving for a month and a half. Like that's how bad this year was. Insurance companies voluntarily gave money back to people.
Yeah, this year was a giant bag of crap, a plastic bag full of crap.
Yeah.
And on that note,
now, before you go, Janine, one more second. I'm not one of these guys that thinks that clock strikes 12 and everything gets better. But I am one of these guys that feels like this was such a tough, awful year. There's no way next year is not better.
I hate to burst your bubble.
You know, I saw this meme. I don't know. I don't remember if this is true, but Mad Max, the original one, with Mel Gibson and Tina Turner, that took place in 2021.
Oh.
Just saying.
So.
Well, there goes life.
I just feel like even if we tick up just a half a itty bitty notch, we're still going to be in better shape than we were in this past year. That's just
now we got the vaccine. Maybe
let's see where we are March 13th.
Yeah, we do have the vaccine, which is exciting, but I don't know if you've noticed, popping up in the stories lately, is this new strand of COVID that's coming around that people are like, this is so much worse. And we're like, how?
Of course there is. Right.
Janine doesn't believe anything ever. So.
Well, look, conspiracy theories is my third. Thank you.
All right, listen, have a happy new year. We will see you in the new year. Back to regular episodes. Or we won't. We may not make it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Positivity.
Got to ride out the rest of this 2020 here and see how we do. But again, it has been the best year for this podcast. And it is the most fun I've ever had doing this. And I've been doing this for 15 years. So I've had a great time. So thank you all to everybody. Thank the two idiots I share a screen and microphone with. And thank you to everybody out there that watches and listens and spreads the word. I really, really do appreciate it. And have a great new year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.